Sup guys, it's Kosh, and today we're doing Survival Mars Asteroids guide. The asteroids are a bit tricky to properly use and colonize, and you really would like to use them for those exotic minerals because you will need them for several things in the game, and there is no way to go around them unless you want to ignore all that part of the game. So first things first, in order to get to the asteroids, you need to get two technologies in Recon and expansion tree. First one is Micro G landers. Those are spaceships that you can order from Earth that can land on the asteroids. Second is Recon Center. Those buildings will help you to find the asteroids. That's the basics. Another technology that might help you with asteroids is Micro G mining. It will allow you to actually build the Micro G extractors and water extractors. Otherwise, you might want to order the prefabs from Earth. Advanced gravity maneuvers will help you to get between asteroids and Mars faster. Then closer to the end of the research tree, we have this one. Extended cargo modules will allow your landers to carry more stuff and increase the fuel consumption, but at this point fuel isn't a problem for you most of the time. And then we have advanced Micro G mining operations that supposedly will allow you to get colonists over there, and they can work on mining the nodes as well. After that, you can get asteroid capture, which is pretty important technology to get for convenient and easy to manage asteroid harvesting, and deep asteroid mining, which allows you to get the deep deposits on the asteroids so you can mine more stuff. Other than that, you get deep space scanning that will actually allow you to generate more recon that catch asteroid, and refab that will allow you to pack the buildings back instead of rebuilding them. And it works not only for the asteroid construction but for overall game, so this is pretty cool. You can move the buildings around with that. So those are all the technologies that you have regarding the asteroids directly. There are other bonuses here, but we're not talking about that right now. And then when you get those technologies, first thing you need to do is to build a specific building. This little fellow over here, Recon Center, you need to get people inside to work, and they will generate recon per soul. Recon will trigger one of the events. It can be either the new asteroid or it can give you some signs. You can also upgrade it with the deep space scanning technology to generate more recon. Let's do it for all those recon centers. That will help us to generate more recon per soul. And the thing is, the more of those buildings you have, the less efficient they are. We have the collaboration loss because we have multiple of those buildings, but still, it still generates recon faster than with one, so it's still pretty good. They can store electronics and they use it for the maintenance, but stored electronics are not being used straight away. They are there to use them when you find a new asteroid. So once asteroid is located, you will get notification. Let's wait for this one to finish. Maybe we'll get one. There we go. We managed to get minor discovery that gave us 1000 signs. So sometimes you get this, sometimes you get the asteroids. It's I think it's chance based, so there are not many things you can do with that. You can find the asteroids on this menu on the left or on the planetary view. Over here you find them above the Mars. Our Mars has been terraformed slowly. Sweet. So yeah, you can see expected resources in the asteroids. They come in different shapes. I mean, there are different types of asteroids. Some of those have different resources. But what we are mostly interested in are exotic minerals. This one. So we have 3 asteroids now. The M-type with metals, rare metals, but also not to contain polymers and water. It's okay, but not perfect for us because usually there are easy ways to get them on Mars. Then we have C-type asteroid, which are most common of all. They contain exotic minerals, rare metals, water, and sometimes polymers, but the resources are not that highly saturated. And then we have another one, which is considered to be rare, D-type asteroid with rare and rich in exotic minerals and water, but probably don't contain anything else. But that's what we need. We need exotic minerals right now. So we will use this asteroid. When you find the asteroid, when you locate it, you have different options. First of all, you can visit the asteroid. That will get the lander and get it to the asteroid. You will need to equip it. We'll talk about that in a minute. You can abandon asteroids. So for example, we have that common one. Where is it? This one. Common asteroid, we don't need that. We can abandon it and it will disappear from the screen, and then you will be able to find a new one. I'm not sure if you can get more than 3. I usually have 1 or 2. Now we have 3. So yeah, it needs more clarification. But yeah, and then we can scan asteroid. That will consume those 20 electronics in the recon center, and that will tell us exactly what types of resources does this asteroid have. So you will decide if you want to fly there or not. So this asteroid sucks. It has only a little bit of water, a little bit of rare metals, and nothing else useful, so we don't like that. We have resources, so we can scan them all. Let's scan the Baghdad. It should have, yeah, it has plenty of metals and rare metals, no stuff that we need, and the most important one for us, Itokawa. We scan it. Do we have resources? Yeah. It doesn't have exotic minerals, which is weird. So scan doesn't report that. Let's visit each of those asteroids. We have resources for that, and figure out how they are. So in order to, another thing about the asteroids, I almost forgot about that. If you get the special building, Asteroid Catcher, it can catch up to 3 asteroids. So now we have 3 of those, and they won't go away. Otherwise, early on, before that building, where is that building? It's right here. It doesn't require any employees, so it's automated, but yeah, it can catch up to 3 asteroids, and they will stay here. If you don't have the building, you will have limited amount of time to visit each asteroid. After asteroid is located, it's about, I think, about 10 days, 10 souls or so. So be really fast about that, otherwise they will fly away, and you won't be able to mine resources. It's usually there is a point to go to the asteroids, even if it's before, even if it's late and you can only land there, collect resources and leave, because there are some exotic minerals on the ground of the asteroid, and you can use that. This is the asteroid that is most common of all. We have plenty of deep exotic minerals here, so it was pretty good, but I didn't like the shape of the asteroid because it's hard to build here. So it requires a bit of terraforming to make it right. So we will abandon this one, and we will, okay, let's leave this one, and we will land on other types of asteroids to see how they work. So the thing is, you will need specific spacecraft that's called landers in order to get to those asteroids. They consume 35 fuel per run, and with the upgrade of extended cargo module. But you can get the basic one from Earth through the resupply interface. You can order one asteroid lander. It costs 1 million and can carry 60 tons of resources. And once you do that, it will come towards Mars. So first it lands on Mars, then you can equip stuff, load it up, and send it towards the asteroid. So let's wait for this one to come, and we will get 2 of those guys and send them to the asteroids. The second lander is here. And as you can see, the basic lander without the upgrades consumes only 15 fuel, so they are a bit more efficient in terms of the fuel if you don't want to load them up heavily, but I want to load them up heavily, so we will order an upgrade for that. I advise to put the landers on the highest priority, because once you spot the asteroid, you would like to be really fast with going there, especially if you don't have the asteroid catchers, because they can just disappear after that, and you might lose a really good opportunity to get some resources. So now both of those are upgraded. This one requires fuel, this one is fueled up, and let's send them to the asteroid. So when you press on asteroid, launch asteroid or visit asteroid, you can select the asteroid where you want to send your lander. This one will go to our D-type asteroid. There are some metals there, 29, which is not that much, and probably should have a lot of exotic minerals. So let's select that asteroid to visit. Once you press visit asteroid, you will be able to edit the payload. Now this is very important. First of all, you would like to make sure that landers have enough fuel to come back. Otherwise you will have to produce it over there at the asteroid, and you might screw up, and it's better to have enough. The advanced ones will need 35 fuel, so I always have this one. And the rest of the resources are up to you. We'll talk about that in a minute. So early on, you really don't want to take colonists with you because there is no infrastructure for them. You would like to take 4 to 8 drones. I would advise to take more. If you have the bigger lander, you can get more. If you have the smaller one, 4 is more than enough. I advise to take more metals, because usually, sometimes the metals are really accessible, sometimes they are not. Let's say 50 metal. This is a big ship, so it can carry a lot of stuff, and we will need that to build the stuff over there. 10 concrete. Concrete will be mostly used for the batteries, but there are other uses for that. Let's take 20 concrete. We have resources. We will be able to actually see how asteroids work. Let's get some more polymers, let's say 20. They will be used for battery construction and machine parts for the upkeep of stuff or creating the buildings. The thing is, early on you would like to get micro-G auto extractors and water extractors from the blueprints, from the prefabs. You need to order those prefabs from Earth. We have one prefab of auto extractor and one prefab of water extractor. Let's get both of them. They wait a little bit, but still they will save up the resources, so you won't have to kind of carry resources there. You can get other building prefabs as well if you want to. Something like a drone hub might be nice, but early on you don't need it. You just need the rocket with a couple of prefabs. Maybe you would like to take RC Explorer or RC Transport over there, up to you. RC Dozer might be a good option as well. I'll explain why later. Let's get everyone on this ship, so we won't have to carry them twice. And RC Commander. No, they don't fit. Too heavy. Alright, let's get more machine parts then. A bit more polymers, since we will construct those miners. And a bit more metals. So there it is. That's what we will carry right now. It's suboptimal. On the smaller ships, you might want to start, especially if you don't have resources at Mars, you might want to start without that many resources. Just take it careful, take it slow, bring enough fuel, bring some metals and concrete for a couple of solar panels and basic batteries. And prefabs of them, 2 prefabs of the mining buildings is enough. You don't really need the water prefab because that requires specific set of buildings to work to produce fuel over there, which you don't really need early on. So usually I would go with like 2 prefabs of macro auto extractor, probably fuel, some metal, concrete and polymers. I wouldn't even take machine parts. So let's request those resources for this ship, and now we need to wait for it to be loaded up before it can launch. Let's get the second lander to the second asteroid, which is Baghdad, so we can see the difference. And here we will mine rare metals this time. We have plenty of metals over there though, so we don't need that many metals on this ship, but we don't have prefabs right now, and we will construct the micro-G extractors. We have the technology, so we will instead get more polymers. Let's say 50. We will get more drones for construction. Let's say 15. And concrete for the storage and batteries, and maybe a little bit more metal. So something like this, more machine parts as well. 15, 16 is better. And I think we're good with this one. So let's request this over here. So now we wait for the drones to fill up our landers, and then we will get to the asteroids. So the thing is, loading up those landers takes a while. -1 machine parts, what the hell. It takes a while, so that's why you want to have the highest priority for those buildings. That will allow them to fill up faster, and you can send them to the asteroid faster to make use of resources over there. The problem is that there are some bugs right now in the game. I don't know why this has happened, but sometimes drones are bringing resources in and out. So yeah, it might take a while because the game is kind of weird right now. The fuel is like fluctuating, the other resources as well. So they can't decide if it's worth it to bring the resources there or not. I think it's because both of those are high priorities, so they try to share resources between high priority targets. Let's make this one a lower priority, and maybe that will do the trick. Usually you would like to load up one rocket at a time, so there are no issues like that, but sometimes it happens, and yeah. So there we go, this lander is ready to take off. I don't know why they're bringing resources in and out, so in case if it's ready to take off, before taking off, make sure you pause, so you will have enough stuff. They might bring the fuel out, and then you will have problems. So yeah, there will be confirmation though if you don't have all the resources. Let's take off with this one, so it can fly away. Now we need a bit more fuel for this one. This bastard took the fuel away, why? There we go, ready to take off as well. Let's go. So it will take a bit before the lander will arrive to the asteroid. Actually, not that much. In our case, with all the upgrades, I think it won't be that long. Takeoff in progress. It's out. Flight progress. Done. So there we go. We are at the asteroids, and here the different asteroids have different shapes. So this one looks like this, just like the previous one over here. Kind of the same shape. The one with the exotic minerals looks like this. And as you can see, some areas are inaccessible. So yeah, and if you would like to land, you will have a lot of uneven terrain here. So you won't be able to use all the asteroid for your needs. And moreover, don't forget that when you land in, you will still need to do the cabling. You will need to get the power connection going to the mines. And it's important to get the right landing spot. Moreover, this is why we wanted to get the RC dozer with us. So when you get to the asteroid like this, and you would like to stay here for a while, make sure to do this first. So you select the landscaping. You don't have the terraforming, like flatten options here, but you have the ramp option. You can use this to get access to another area and kind of flatten those ridges. You can use R and T to resize so you can get the smaller radius ramp. And can we do it from here to yeah. So we can even out this area, for example, and later on we can use the middle area for landing. Let's take a look at the resources. 155, 57, 153, 50, and 49. So all rich resources are here and here in those deposits. So we would like to land somewhere here later. We will be able to get to the asteroids and out of the asteroid later. So it's not important, like it's not essential to do everything in one go. You will still have to fly back to Mars, bring the resources from the asteroid, and I will talk about that later. That's really important because the game is weird regarding that. So yeah, let's create a ramp from this area to this area, and let's create a ramp from this area to this area. That will kind of flatten the area here a bit. And I would like to get another ramp from here, let's say to there. So we will have some areas that can be maintained. Like you will need drones for that. But once it will be completed, you will get more buildable land where you can do the cables and stuff. So it's a good advice. It's not essential, but it will help. Now, when you picking up the landing spot, make sure that you have enough space for cables to go around the rocket. So far, I think this one was the best one. Yeah, over here, we'll be able to bring the cable around it over here and to the rest of the area. Moreover, if you're doing the quick run and you have those exotic mineral deposits on the ground, and you have the asteroid that will leave in some time, I advise you guys to land somewhere within the vicinity of those exotic minerals, because the drones, they will pick them up and bring them, and they will bring them to the rocket. So you will be able to actually use that without mining anything. So sometimes that's why you would like to visit the asteroids that you don't like anyway. You can fly in here, land, collect the resources lying around, and get the hell out. The only lying resources are over there. We have some metals over here, which we don't really need. Can we build here? If you want to know if you can build stuff or not, this is uneven terrain. So we can't even build through this area. We need to make a ramp to get to that area. Wow, this is a hard to master asteroid, so this is a long term for us. Otherwise, if it would be a short-term run, I would land somewhere here and collect those resources and collect this exotic deposit and get out when the time runs out. Since we want to farm it long-term, we'll do this, and we will land here on the right. That will allow us to utilize more resources. Even if we kind of block deposits right now, it's not that horrible because we can actually use it later. So let's land here. Let's wait for the landing sequence. There we go. And now all our things are out, and that's why we want the RC dozer here. We can send it to do the terraforming tasks, and that will help us. Moreover, sometimes asteroids have anomalies, and that's why we have the RC explorer, because explorers love to explore those anomalies. So the drones and the RC dozer will help us to clean the ramp really fast. Moreover, we need to create the storage for the rocks for that. So let's make a dumping. Oh, this is huge. Let's place it here. We will need the storage for rocks. We can go for the smaller one right now because we don't have that much space. So we can dump rocks somewhere else later. Otherwise, you might have excessive rocks that will lie around and you won't be able to utilize that area. The drones will be running around doing whatever they want because they're busy with stuff. And how do you want to go around the area? You don't need to wait for this to happen, right? If you want to be quick, you gotta go fast. So you go to the production and put micro G harvesters. Yeah, if we will use up this resource, we'll be able to build micro G auto extractor even right now without moving stuff. And we will build another one over here. I don't want water. I just want the exotic minerals. So we'll place one there, place one right here when the metals are out. We will need to build the universal depot somewhere for the resources to store them. Let's place it here for now. And we will need some power supply for the micro G extractor. So what you need to do, you can't build too many things here. Fusion reactor seems to be the best option, but it's expensive. It's good if you want to stay on the asteroid for a while like we are doing right now, but usually you would like to build a couple of solar panels. Stirling generator sounds pretty cool, but since you can't take it with you back if you don't have the prefab technology, it will be a waste, and nobody wanna waste resources like that, right? Let's select the solar panels, large solar panels, and we'll place them, I don't know, somewhere here on the left, because we have the metal here, we can use that. We'll be getting the building here, and those buildings, they still produce dust. So we really don't want to place them next to the dust area. Make sure that they are within the rocket's reach, and just place them however you see fit. Not all the terrain here is good though. All right, that will do for starters. Then you will need power accumulators for extra energy storage, because there is still day and night on the asteroid. I have no idea why, because they are in the open space and they shouldn't rotate or something, but it's still the case. So I prefer to have like 3 to 4 generators that will allow us to store the energy during the night, so we can actually work non-stop. That looks ugly as hell, but if we're in a hurry, that works. All right, let's speed the game up a bit. Ramp is almost completed. You can see how it's taking shape. I hope it won't affect the area too much. So if you want to build ramps, let's make this one a lower priority. First of all, they shouldn't be high priority. Make sure that you take more drones with you, because getting the drones will allow you to build that stuff faster. It's just throwing waste rock all around here. Different animals give different results. This anomaly isn't the first time I'm getting that. So sometimes you get new technologies here, some funding and anything like that. So yeah, but even if you land on the area and you don't have the drones with you, but you have the anomaly, you can bring it in the next rocket, so you don't need to do it all at the same time. Let's send the RC dozer to clear the next ramp. Meanwhile, over here, we can order the power cables now, so we can connect. Oh, this one is busy and uneven as well. We can go around this. All right. Sometimes it's a bit hard to kind of build stuff in the asteroid area because of the obstructions. They are everywhere. All right, we found a way to get the cable to the mine, and we just had to move the storage a bit. Storage universal depot, let's place it, I don't know. Area is a bit wonky always when you land on the asteroid, so you gotta plan ahead. RC rover is almost done with the terraforming, so now we have access to all the resources. We'll get access to that one soon enough. The cables will connect this area. Once we'll be done with this metal depot, we'll be able to build another mining thing here. This is not within our building area. So usually when you land on the asteroid, you would like to kind of get everything within the rocket's range, mine that and get away, because you only have 10 days. If you have the asteroid catcher like we do over here, you can do long-term operations. So you can build a drone hub, that kind of stuff, extend your range and collect everything you can from the asteroid. It will do. Especially if you can use the prefabs and bring them in and out, you won't lose that many resources on that, because usually the exotic minerals is the hardest thing to get. So that explains, right? There we go. Our terraforming procedures are done. And now the drones are carrying everything from the rocket all the way to the storage on the asteroid. So basically one micro J extractor consumes 6 power, which is pretty much 2 solar panels. But since they don't work all the time, you need like 3 or 4 in order to supply that, and a couple of batteries that can hold the power down during the night. Also, you can upgrade those using the amplify that costs only 2 polymers that will allow it to do more production but cost more power. I usually do that because I'm okay with spending extra resources for the solar panels, and you can get magnetic extraction as well, which is expensive. So I don't know if you can refab it with the upgrades though. If you can, that's a good thing to do. And also there is a fueled extractor that will boost production even more, but for that you need fuel. So the thing is, you can actually get micro G fuel refinery and water extractor. So you can build those, get the water from the asteroid, build fuel out of that using the fuel refinery, and fuel up the rocket or the extractors. I never did that because I think it's redundant and it requires too much effort, but it should be good once you will be putting your people, your colonists on the asteroids. That's for later. I haven't done that myself yet. Also, it's a pretty good idea to add exotic minerals depot on the asteroid. So for later, if you don't have your rocket here and you have the drone hubs, your mines will keep working and the drones will be able to get excessive resources in the storages. That way they will keep producing stuff, because the normal universal depot can hold only 30 resources, which is not enough. There we go, we actually destroyed mined out the metal deposit here, and I think we can build the second micro-G auto extractor right here. Yeah. Good. So there we go. We managed to terraform this like this. I wonder if we can build stuff there. I think not. Yeah, it's not even, but you can move around here and you can, most importantly, build power cores through this to access the lower area. So yeah, terraforming is necessary to get access to remote areas on the asteroid. And we have 2 of micro-G extractors working right now. So now, if we want to go back to Earth and we want to bring specific resources with us, how do we do that? This is extremely important. So if you want to go back from the asteroid and take things with you, you gotta edit payload. And here we have 2 columns. One is Mars, second is Itokawa. And it's so hard to understand. Basically, whatever is not supposed to be on the Itokawa is not within those numbers, will be loaded into rocket and delivered back to Mars. So if we want to get rid, for example, of our RC vehicle, because we already did the exploration and we already did the terraforming, we don't need them anymore. We put Itokawa to 0, so desired here should be 0. Same with the colonists, RC vehicles, buildings, and resources. For example, we don't want to have more than 52 metals here, right? Let's say 50. So the rest of the metals will be loaded into the rocket. We need 35 fuel over here. That means that like they will load fuel over there to deliver here. If you put exotic minerals at 0, all excessive exotic minerals will go back. If you want to leave the asteroid, I will do it on another asteroid. I will show you how to abandon it. You would like to put everything to 0, like get all the drones to 0, get everything to 0, and then they will all load into rocket, and then you can fly away. So for now, we want this area to have like, let's say 10 drones, because I kind of like this area. We will expand it. We don't want any exotic minerals here. We would like to have, let's say 15 electronics here. I want to try to do something with that. 0 rare metals, 6 machine parts, 30 polymers, we'll need that for later. Food, not really. Fuel, 35, metals, 50, concrete, 20. So with this scenario, stuff that's listed over here, if they are on the asteroid, they will stay there. If they are above that limit, they will be transported to the ship and delivered back to Mars. You need to press request in order to apply those changes. And now they will load up the RC Dozer, RC Explorer, exotic minerals, and metals. Once it's ready, you will be able to take off, depart now, and get the hell out of it. Because we would like to bring more resources to this asteroid, we'll do that and we will come back. So right now we have most of our requested payload. We can depart now and get back to Earth. Let's do that. Missing requested payload. Yeah, it's okay. The problem is that the drones are running around, so they will stay here. They will stay here, okay. That's good. Let's go back. When you leave, since you don't have the rocket anymore, your drones will not work. That's why you would like, if you want to do that, go to the asteroid and back, you would like to have either RC Commander or Drone Hub in the area. We will get the Drone Hub here later, and RC Explorer couldn't live with us because it was damaged. So we left it on the asteroid. So let's land back on Mars, and once we land, we will unload the dozer over here, right? And unload the resources that we need and load back the resources that we requested. So they will be kind of moving between Mars and the asteroid as a transport. That's how transportation system works in survival Mars. It's weird, it's hard to understand, but that's how it is. Now let's abandon this asteroid. We have the drones, right? Yeah, we do. Usually, if we want to abandon asteroids, let's refab the buildings. This one wasn't even completed, so I don't like this area. I kind of want to go somewhere else. We will refab all the drones, all the solar panels, so we can use them later. And then, since I'm abandoning this area, like we don't want to have anything over here, we go to the edit payload. That's when you don't want to be on the asteroid anymore. Make sure that you have 0 desired vehicles over here. 0 desired everything. So everything will be loaded to the asteroid. There we go. And then you can just depart now, or I think you can abandon asteroid straight away. I'm not sure, but I usually prefer to depart now. Everything marked as ready will be on board, so quite a lot of stuff. Bam. They all leave. We took our vehicle with us. We took everything with us, and we have the remains of our infrastructure here. And when we took everything with us, once we get out of here, we can actually abandon the asteroid. There we go. So we don't need it anymore. We can abandon it. Yes. And our lander will be able to land here with all the stuff, and we can send it to another asteroid after that. Now I want to try something. I want to build those solar panel prefabs that we have and see if we can get the upgrades with them. For example, if we want to get the fusion reactor, can we bring the one with all the upgrades so it will be automated and we won't need to do anything to get the power? That will be so much easier. My first guess is no, but let me know in the comments if you think it's different, and we will learn the actual result in a minute. By the way, while we're here, don't forget to like and subscribe. I did my best to get the best guide for you, and if you want extra guides on any strategy games, roguelikes, anything, let me know. I'll make it for you. Our rocket to our asteroid is ready, so we can get this lander with new type of resources out, but I want to wait because probably we'll be able to get something cool inside. So let's try to improve this one with this is expensive, but we have the resources, so let's upgrade the solar panels to produce double the solar power. All right, we have those upgraded. Now they produce 10 power each. Let's refab them. All upgrades of the building will be lost. Okay, it's right there, so it won't help. And they are lost, so you don't get the resources for the upgrades back when you refab them. Then we go found another asteroid with polymers, some exotic minerals and rare metals. And on this one, we actually have 13 souls duration. So this is how it is usually. If you don't get to the asteroids fast enough, it will just disappear. The cool thing is that our drone hubs are upgraded, so we can build them to cover the entire asteroid. Let's do that. So we can take care of the asteroid while the ship is away. We need to connect it to the power as well. There we go. So now we don't need the lander here anymore because we have this thing that will take care of everything. So what I wanted to do now, I wanted to try and show you how to use workers here, because workers, they increase the mining speed. So micro G auto extractor produces 4 production per soul. Workers produce 30. So geologists are way better option for this area. We also need asteroid fungal farm for that. That requires worker as well. That will produce food, or you will have to import food from Mars and a lot of other crap. So yeah, it won't be easy. Basically, you need to get the whole goddamn base over here, and the problem is usually you don't have that much space. And then again, habitat should be next to the mining area. So the only reason why you would like to do that is if you would like to mine some deep exotic minerals or other deep deposits that contains a lot of stuff. So for example, over here we have 155 minerals. So let's try to make this thing work here. We'll build a habitat over here. Is it within the range of the... Yeah. Habitat here. Electrolyzer, produce oxygen from water. Then fungal farm. Then we need pipes to connect all those things together. Then we need water production, micro G water extractor, even more pipes, and the power connector. I'm not sure if that will be enough, to be honest, because I never did it before. And before getting people here, you really would like to make sure that it works before they will get here and suffocate and die. And we can place micro G mining station right here. And the thing is, we even don't have enough resources, even right now, to make it work. We used up everything, so we need to go back to Earth and go back to the asteroid. But with the drone hub, it will keep working. Let's send the second drone to the same area as well, but this time with the people. So we will visit asteroid, and with those guys, we will get 6 geologists for 2 shifts and 6 botanists for the farm work. And I would like to bring some food with us, just in case. Let's say, honestly, we can just bring food, but I want to make it like self-sufficient colony, so let's make it 60 food. That should be enough for a long time. I wonder, since we have several rockets that will fly there, do they have the mixed load? Oh no, they have different ones. All right, this one loads food, this one doesn't. I was curious about that. So now, since we have the drone hub, we can land anywhere, so we can utilize the entire area. What's that? This is pretty cool. We have the random event. Satellite remains. Something happened and the ship just disappeared with all the resources and all. It seems that we have the problem. I don't know if it's because we decided to use several landers on the same asteroid or it was just an occasional bug. But right now when I select this one to visit asteroid and adjust the numbers, something that I need, something like that, and press request, it says ready to take off. It's not actually, it's out. Oh god, this is so weird. Okay, let's depart now with this one as well, whatever. Payload, nothing. This is an empty rocket. Let's try to land it at the same spot. Maybe it was because of an event that was found there randomly, I don't know. Yeah, this one landed just alright. We will load all the exotic minerals into it though. I don't want to land this right now because we don't have enough upkeep for... we have the food. I'm afraid about the oxygen for those colonies. Yeah, let's give it a go. Maybe that will do. Like, we have to manage it on both rockets now, which is weird. We need 6 of those and 6 of those to be here. Back request. There we go. So they won't take them back. All right, the rocket is here, but it doesn't open. Oh, this one is empty. It doesn't even have the fuel. This is bad. I decided to dismantle the rocket because it has no load. Let's do another request. I think we need to balance that between the rockets. So, as I said, this is a very weird interface, and if you screw it up a bit, things will go sideways really fast. Desired 0, right? Request. Yeah, it doesn't want to get a payload now. The game is buggy as hell. The rocket disappeared. Is it coming back to Earth? This one is taking off already. I think we can have only one lander per asteroid. So that's what happens if you get a couple of those. This one is empty. Okay, this is weird. Let's give it one more go, but with a single rocket right now. So instead of bringing people in, current, it says that those things are there. Oh my god. So those... All right, let's try to do this. We'll get the electronics beyond comprehension, like 50 machine parts, 60 polymers, 40 fuel, and like, we can't load anymore, right? But we need that metal. I think we do. Let's try it like that. Also, we might be able to save and load the game. Maybe that will help. No, we don't have a single rocket here. Although we have the metals, we don't... Do we have people here? It says we have 12 colonies. Are they inside? No, they are not here. Oh god, the guide we deserve. I actually thought that it will go smooth, but alright, let's launch this one and see if that will work. So that's why I don't really recommend you guys to send people on the asteroids, because it can be mined automatically. It's way easier, a bit longer, but doesn't require that much micromanagement. You don't get your colonists in danger, and it's overall feels easier and smoother. Let's just go. Because yeah, all those buildings, they consume power, right? 8 power for the micro-G habitat, electrolyzer for more power, so that's 12. Plus 10 power for the fungal farm, that's 22, plus the mine, 5 more, 27, and then we have the water extractor, plus 4, that's like 31 power, and this consumes 16, so you can get 2 of those for the same amount of power without worrying about people, with only amplify. You can also get magnetic extraction with that many resources we can afford now. And the production per soul will be way better. The problem is right now we can't really get our production per soul because we don't have enough power here. Let's land again, hopefully this time with the resources. 4 colonists stuck in the void, homeless. Maybe they're here, no? Oh, they're not there. The rocket is here and it doesn't open its hatch. Well, I guess that will be it for the tutorial. We screwed up the asteroid. In the case if that happens with you, there is one solution. I mean, let's try to save load again. If that won't help, probably it won't. Yeah, the rocket just disappeared again. Yeah, you can just go to the interface, the planetary interface, and abandon asteroid. Bam. Yeah. That will allow you to get the new asteroid, land there, and do the same stuff over. But be careful. I guess double rockets just bug the asteroids. I had no idea before. So now we know the hard way. At least we got some exotic minerals from that. Because in this area, the second asteroid that we found, do you remember that one? If we land here, do we have an open hatch? Or it will get stuck as well? Asteroid lander lost. Yeah, those asteroids before. A little bug. Okay, this one works. So you can get to the new asteroid and keep working. So yeah, that will be the asteroid guide for you. I hope it was useful. I am sorry that it was that buggy. I had no idea the double landers will destroy the rocket, the asteroid altogether. Let me know if you encountered any other bugs with the bugs with the asteroid down below in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel for YouTube algorithm, and check out the playlist for more survival Mars videos. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. It's been Stan Kosh. Have a good one. Bye.